What is happening, y'all? Welcome back to episode 10 of the walkthrough. This time around, we're going to be heading on south to Castle Morne. Now, this area could be hit either before or after Stormvale. In particular, I think it's easier to do this before. The enemies here, they hit a little hard, but I don't think they hit any harder than the stuff in Stormvale, and Stormvale has a lot more traps and trickiness for you to deal with. So we've already been down here. If you haven't, grab the map, of course, from that. And then we go right over this way, and you can kind of already see the seed. It's a tree we can get a seed from. Of course, we have the Archer Man, which is the main reason I didn't want to come over here and try and grab this initially, just because, you know, when we were doing our mad dash to go around and grab seeds, you're low enough that one of those arrows would probably take you out. So, as you can see, the route I'm taking to approach the castle here, just kind of staying behind the rocks. And then once you get close enough, you can just run straight for his legs. He'll struggle to get an arrow off, and once you're behind him, now it's just go time. So this area is a little bit weird. I mean, not like, you know, oh, that's a weird zone, but just like, you know, hey, wait, what's in here? It's a room, and it's a room, and it has nothing. It's just a room with some stuff. So, anyway, go on and hit this grace, and we take this on up. Ninja quality. Got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles theme song in my head. Maybe they like rebooted that show. It's like really kind of edgy now, I feel. So I would send that back down in case you die. This place can get pretty aggressive. This initial spot, though, we are able to have a summon out, so I'm going to suggest you go right over here first. Kill the dog. Kill the dog. Smithing stone. And then we are going to summon up our dudes and clear all the stuff here. Go with my skellies. And in no particular order, just kind of run around and murder everything. I think it's worth killing the dogs first. Just because, you know, dogs can very easily overwhelm you. After that, start rushing these dudes. You can see the damage they're doing, not exactly low. I mean, it's not like, oh my god, how are we going to survive? But, you know, definitely a little bit of a threat. But you should have had some practice with these dudes from the Morne tunnel. This is the same as like the boss thing that we killed in the Morne tunnel. One thing you'll notice I do a lot in combat, and this is more personal preference, but if I'm ever trying to get out of the way of danger to heal, I will always roll twice. Just rolling twice is going to get me that extra distance to make sure that I'm safe. So before we proceed, let's get this one. He was fighting a guy up top and he fell down, and now he doesn't know how to get back up, so I'm just going to try and put him out of his misery. So we're going to go over this way. This is actually a shortcut for if we die to like get deeper into this place. But there's a pumpkin head, so we're going to walk up, give him a big old boop. Got the smithing stone. And just to go all the way and show the shortcut, so if you go this way, this dude's not paying attention. For the shortcut, I'd suggest running past Pumpkinhead, killing that guy, and then taking the ladder up. But we're about to work through the castle itself to get over there. This place, it's deceptive. It looks like, you know, you first get here and you're like, oh man, it's a pretty beefy castle. But it's actually pretty short. And not only that, but I love the enclosed sections, because as opposed to, you know, guiding y'all around the open world, it's a lot easier to navigate these enclosed sections, stuff like Ray of Lucaria, Stormvale Castle. I love that stuff. So popping open this, we get the Claymore, an iconic, very, very solid weapon. It's not the strongest of the great swords, but it is definitely a very solid choice that you can't go wrong with. The weapon art, Lion's Claw, my Artorias fans will recognize. To jump into a front flip. But yeah, if you're not sure what to use and you're like, oh, there's so many weapons, so many choices, what do I work with? You can't go wrong with the Claymore. The Claymore will get the job done. So Claymore and chest, follow the path and go up the ladder. Kill these guys. Gravity, my poor man. A long way down. So we're gonna go to the left first. This will get us a steel wire torch. It's a torch you can actually just use for combat. Not that we really need it. Let's see. Okay, now we just murder everything that's here. I felt like I was attacking very slowly for a second. So I had to wait for him. You can kind of see where we're at. There's the fire down there. We're working our way over to that rampart. So up this ladder, yes. And we're gonna drop down here. Don't believe there's anything up. Down. And that shortcut I was talking about earlier, that's right here. Throwing knives, I do have some on. Okay. Just need them to lure the guy over, make it easier. These ones are going to sit there, and for the most part, they'll spam archery stuff. If they come down like that, that makes things easy. But they can be a little annoying to deal with. And as you saw there, the railing busted, so very careful about how you're locking on and rolling right here. Next thing you want to do is be up here and then roll yourself clean off. That would be disappointing. So there is a grace that is right here. And if you're struggling, get it, but I would suggest waiting because there's some more up here that we want to get before that grace. We get that grace now, we can't come back to here without running through all of this stuff again. So, I'm gonna go here. Don't believe there's anything back here, but I'll look. No. I need to start, like, taking my notes and immediately recording these episodes while it's all still perfectly fresh in my memory. So the battles that we heard happening earlier, that was these guys. They were up here fighting some knights. That's why they're all half dead already. Here, talk to this guy.
There's I'm Edgar, warden of this.
He basically tells you that, you know, things have rebelled. I can't leave this place, not until I have the sword. He's going to give you a free twig. Go on and deliver the letter. Arena's quest basically ends. We're going to continue along with this guy's quest, though, and he's going to say, you know, I can't leave until I'm done here. I still have a duty to fulfill. I know I've had a couple of people ask if you just don't deliver the letter, will Irina still die? To be honest, I'm not 100%. I'm pretty sure she dies no matter what. I think even just progressing through the game, that her character is like, you know, she's meant to die. I know that sounds very dark, like how could that be? But it's Dark Souls, some people just gotta die. So let's see. So, for the Grace, we are going to drop here. We're heading on over there, but we're going to go left instead. So just to show where we're at, you can see right there, there's a little hole. That hole is going to bring us on out. But if we drop this way, and just inch your way off, don't want to miss this. There you go, a stonework key. Now we can drop on down. And if we had dropped, taken that other route, we would have ended up right in this structure. You can always talk to these ghosts. I've not seen any quests or anything come out of them. They're like lore. These things you need like fire grease or fire bombs to take out. They're kind of annoying. They don't really drop anything of value, so just gonna ignore it. And fast. I thought there was something. No, just the slimes. So yeah, just run through, kill all these guys. I'm gonna head up this ladder and get a talisman. And we're gonna drop off that path onto that roof over there that you see. Twin Blade Talisman is interesting. It increases the damage of like the final hit in a combo chain. So just to show that and then talk about what that's referring to. So some of these are pretty straightforward, you know, like bow range, stamina reducing. Final hit of chain attacks, though. So, final strike of their onslaught, all the more deadly. And what that basically means is, so if we go through our combo, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it resets. That fourth hit is what's going to be boosted. So, kind of a pretty situational talisman, because to be honest, you're almost never getting out all of your attacks like that, but good thing regardless. Drop here. I'm just going to fill up your flasks if you've used them up until now, which, I mean, not exactly a hard area, so. Yeah, man, first time I came here, this place threw me for a loop. But you gotta... It's a lot of... This is probably a good introductory to just, like, how much platforming has become a focus in Elden Ring, because there's, you know, the finale of the castle and everything else you wouldn't find unless you're jumping off cliffs and whatnot. As always, I like to get a straight line up on these things before I drop. Now there is some stuff that's going to attack when we get down there, so I like to try and jump with a plunge attack to at least kill one of the things that's going to be down here. Right, and then we turn the corner for a grace. Butterflies, nothing there. And now we go here. We have a big dude here, and I believe it's two enemies here, but one of them is one of the big guys, so I want to be sneaky. We're gonna try and get a free... Oh, no! It's not sneaky enough. Well, that takes care of him. Some more daggers, and we're going to take this down. Let's see. Take a loot. I don't remember there being... Was there something here? No. Yes, there was. So we got Sombering 1. And then there's some loot over by the crabs. For the most part, with jellyfish, they're not going to like immediately aggro. If they turn red, they're going to aggro. But as you can see, if I'm just like hanging out, they're okay. If you like get up on them and stuff and start attacking them, they're going to be angry. But otherwise, you know, they're just hanging out. Surprised they don't like hurt you just going near them, you know, because they are jellyfish, but that's their spirit jellyfish. So head on towards the crabs. There's the big one. Look it up. Be cautious with crabs. I know it's like, oh, it's a crab, but it's a big crab. Crabs can kill you. And just like killing the land octopuses will always drop the ovary, the crabs will pretty much always get you crab eggs. So at this point, we're going into the boss. If you die, you can just drop straight here from the Grace and then run right on into the boss. You don't need to fight past the crabs or the guys or anything. So this next boss, though, definitely very spastic. He's going to be jumping all over the place. Kind of a bit of a chaotic fight, but not too bad. So, as always, my suggested strategy is largely going to revolve around you covering your ass via the summons, and then going for heavy attacks after the boss is distracted, such as right now. See, that's using the barricade effect on the shield, which I mentioned will almost always cause a bounce. Fun fact, that's actually the same effect that we picked up from killing the Knight Rider earlier. And we now also have access to Grafted Blade Greatsword. So this is one of the legendary armaments you need for your all legendary armaments achievement. The Oath of Vengeance thing is not too bad, but it doesn't really help your damage, which is disappointing. It says raising all attributes for a certain duration, poise is increased, but it's not going to really help your damage at all. And it says attributes. In the testing I did, at least, I saw some defensive boosts, very similar to one of the incantations that we can get. But I didn't see any boosts actually helping out like our DPS or our damage or anything. So, I mean, the poise can be kind of nice, but, you know. Personally, I think that the Greatsword we already found is a better choice than the Grafted Blade. I think this thing is more than anything, this is a, you know, a little wink to JRRM, because Game of Thrones and he was involved in the game, and it's, you know, a bunch of swords melted together. But anyway, now is a pretty good time probably to take out that Invader. So, first thing we're going to do is level up. Make sure you're comfortable with the potential of losing any souls you still have. I'm not worried about 1,000. Hop on in. You're gonna want to stay very, very aggressive with this guy. Don't give him an opening. He has a scythe, so he can cause bleed on you. And he has some magic spells as well and can cause frostbite. So you see already. That one hit, ton of damage, but yeah, as long as you're aggressive, you can take him down. And getting the Taunter's Tongue, that is a multiplayer item that we can use to lure in invaders. So what this means in particular is multiplayer, and I believe I mentioned this a while ago, but in Elden Ring, for the invasions to even happen, for the possibility of a player coming in your world and hunting you down and killing you, you need to be doing co-op. So you need to have picked up a gold sign or be in someone else's world via the Tarnished Furled Finger. However, if you pop the Taunter's Tongue, that will allow invaders to come into your game, even if you're playing by yourself. So if you're the type of person that really likes PvP while they play, Taunter's Tongue is going to be great. If you don't want to ever deal with invaders at all, just don't use that item. So heading on over here gets us the Cypher Pada. This is a pretty nice faith weapon for my early faith gang. You can see. It has 30 faith requirement. I believe it goes up to A scaling when it's maxed out, but not a bad weapon at all. One of the biggest benefits is it weighs absolutely nothing, making it a really nice offhand weapon. When you two-hand it, you get 2 fists. The unique skill on this is pretty good. It rushes forward and pierces through shields. And probably one of the best things about this, enemies can't block it. So if you're fighting stuff that's like loaded up with a great shield or whatever the case is, doesn't matter. That will take them out. So returning to entrance will take us back to Round Table Hold. And we are now ready for Stormveil. So, I believe that is everything. I think we've covered it all. I'm just looking at the map. Catacombs did that. Is there anything I talked about? Quest over here. We marked the mausoleum for later. Build that. Oh, we could go kill the bear real fast. I didn't think we were going to knock out Castle Morne in sub 20 minutes. The funny thing is, this bear that we're about to fight is probably harder than most of the enemies we've killed up until now. It's always the wildlife, you know? Giant crabs, giant bears. They're always the most deadly enemies. Like, 100%. Oh yeah, we'll be able to get this. Why are you giving me a hug? Okay, that's too much hug. Our larval tear. Now, larval tears are a consumable item that are used to respec your character. Now, if you've never played one of these games before, what respecing does is it allows you to go back to your very initial stats. So you're not going to go all the way down to 0, but whatever your stats were when you first started. So, you know, I guess a good example is we picked the Vagabond. Our starting intelligence and faith are 997. Even if we level those up when we respec, those are going to go back to 997. These are single-use items. That being said, there's more than enough in every playthrough. I think one playthrough has, I want to say 12 off the top of my head, so it's not like, you know, it's not like, oh man, you know, how am I gonna, I need more of these things. Like, you'll have plenty of chances to respec, you know, there's no concerns there. You know what? Let's go visit what's-his-face. I think we can take him out now, too. I want him out of the way. What the heck? I saw a soul icon briefly on the map. It's time Mr. Crucible Knight met his match. I think we can beat him with the barricade shield. We'll see. I mean, almost everything bounces off the barricade shield. If it makes a Crucible Knight bounce, then barricade has officially solidified itself as my new favorite shield weapon art. Which is so funny, because thinking back to the closed network test that we had barricade, and I was like, this is awesome, you know, I want to do a shield counterplay, and then it took so long to, like, find it in the main playthrough that I basically forgot that barricade was even a thing. You know, I didn't know I had to kill a boss that spawned only at night, you know? Very specific circumstances. Oh no. So it's stopping his damage, it's not canceling the downfall though. We're definitely stronger than we used to be. I think we can just beat this Going clean there, that block. It's okay. Oh, man. Like, he heard me talking shit. And now he's like, you think you're gonna beat me? We'll see about that. Crazy to think that at this point we have killed literally everything with the exception of clearing Stormvale Castle in this region, and still by far the most dangerous enemy is the freaking Crucible Knight. What's that parry shield at? I need a parry shield. Put that on. Parry his ass. See, at this point it's like a pride thing. Like, I mean, even though I told y'all, like, yeah, just come back, fight him later. I'm like, no. You need to die. You need to die. See, but like something like this, like I can't tell y'all, like, yeah, you just gotta parry the Crucible Knight to death. It's like telling everybody, you know, yeah, the fight's easy if you know how to time this very specific attack that's gonna counter all of his main swings. But I will say that one swing is a pretty freaking long opening. The regular swing so I can parry it, please. God, the range on that. It's like he knew that I was getting better. Shame. I like how it's like, we cleared all the content I wanted to, and I'm like, oh, what we got, 10 minutes left? Yeah, we're gonna go fight this guy on repeat. So the last thing I'm gonna try here, I think I already lost mine. Oh no, they're there. The last thing I'm going to try is focusing purely on just dodging and smacking. Store, no. Okay. sword has a deceptive length. It's like the only clear window to heal on this guy. Oh, he's down. Yeah. Now you drop your nuts on him. To do this, you rapidly press the left stick down over and over again until he has tasted the balls of your character. God, I hate Crucible Knights. Like, no joke. Those things are easily, by far, the strongest, most deadly enemies you are going to fight in this playthrough. It is absolutely unreal. I have found them, in some cases, they are harder than bosses. Like, it's ridiculous. Anyway, from here, we are going to wrap up. We have Stormvale Castle on deck. Let me get rid of that. I thought I removed that marker, but it says I didn't. There we go. So Stormvale Castle is on deck, which we're going to start from the Margit the Fell Grace site. And after we get that, there's a whole new world waiting for us out there. So stay tuned, and I'll catch you all soon with more.